Alrighty, hello everyone, this is Lamia. I will be doing today's episode because I've taken over ARK's computer and I'm not giving it back till I've shown you my favourite places to build bases on the island. So as you can see, I've got my character set up, Debbie from marketing. We're going to spawn into South Zone 2, which is an easy area. So here we go. Ooh, let's go yes. So I'm on my private server at the moment, which means we've got all the fun joys of GCM and spawn codes and all that sort of fun stuff. If you've never actually experienced that, it's going to be great. Let's have a look. Looking around. Yeah, we're looking pretty safe. Let's see. What is the gamma? There we are. So that's the normal gamma. If you didn't see that, press tab, type in gamma, and if you go forward, nope. There it goes, makes it brighter, helps at night time, and then just gamma again to put it back to normal. Let's see, GCM, see a little symbol there that's popped up. Now I can do all sorts of fun things like fly if I want to. Get around nice and easy. It makes building a lot easier if you're really into the building side of stuff, because you can just spawn everything instead of farming it all the time. Obviously you can't do this on the official servers, but it's pretty handy for your private ones. Let's start with, I might give myself some armor, and I could go into inventory. I'm quite fond of hazard gear. So you can see it's all there, but it'll just give me the primitive, which I'm a little bit fancier than that. I like to go into here and let's see, cheat. What is it? Give armor, set, all one word, space, and then you type in the armor you want. So in this case I want the hazard gear, and quality 100. There we go. Let's have a quick look. So you can see here it's popped the ascendant gear on us. So the way you can fly on your private session is by double jumping, or cheat walk puts you on the ground, cheat fly lets you fly. Okay. Let's see. So welcome to the island. You've probably all seen it before. It's quite pretty. This area here is one we call Stonehenge because of all of the large, obviously, stone areas. This here, you'll see you've got ruins. You'll find ruins all over the maps. And then this here is explorer notes, which give you experience points. Once you've hit them once, you can't hit them again normally. On Drop Spare Squad, you'll obviously know that ARK is building the base in here. So it's in this lovely little area. He's got his neighbours, which are over in this area. Secondary neighbours over there. We've got our bay here where you often find the Sarcos. Bronto's normally over here. And we're building out this way into the water, just so we're a bit familiar with where we are. Oh, there's a turkey. I think I saw in one of his previous videos. We don't mess with the turkeys. Let's see. So, obviously when you're building, lots of different places, depending on if you're on official or if you're on a hosted server or anything like that, changes where you can build based on the settings. So I know on official that it can be problematic building up onto these areas. Some of them you can actually build up on the flat sections, and I know the cliff bases, you can put cliff bases up on them, which is handy. Let's have a look. See, so if we go to cliff, look at them. So we've got a metal one, we've got a stone one, we'll go stone. I love my cliff bases. Let's go, turn the gun off, and you can see here, red means you can't place it, so here it's it says it can't place stone cliff platform, because there's nowhere it's connected to. Once it connects to somewhere, and it's got to be that bit right in the center. Once it connects in, it'll then go green and you can place. Yeah. and that's always lovely. You can build a really nice base up on here. You can make it a half moon shape, you can make it a square shape, build around, build over, have the floor showing. It doesn't really matter. And so what I've been doing is I put a cliff base roughly about there, and then I'm incorrect. This is where I put the cliff base. There we go. So the cliff base normally goes in there. I normally put in a elevator, tech elevator, I believe it is. Let's double check that. So pressing I, going into crafting, looking in our elevators, there they are. So yeah, we're using the structures plus, whatever you want to call it, so not an option on the official servers, but you can always build in a elevator platform once you've gathered up enough cement and paste, metal ingots and polymer, and go from the water level all the way up to here. And then you can throw on your dino gates or whatever you want to do, make a really nice rounded base is my preference, but you can also do, as I said before, square, rectangle. Obviously you can't build after a certain point because it needs to have some sort of foundation below, but as long as you keep it the area, you can go up, and when you go up you can then go back to this area. Just get rid of that one. Yeah, so you can actually make a bridge and go back to this area and then build a rectangular base along here, and then if you need more space, you know, you've got a little flat area down here as well, which is quite handy. I normally put my workshop down here, have this section here with like sleeping quarters and item storage and all that sort of stuff. And this is where I tend to keep my tech transmitter, all the really big builds, as those. And then you can also clear trees and move back into this area. Want to keep it as flat as possible, so it does go up a little bit on this side and it goes up a little bit on that side, but if you start in the middle you should get a fairly good long section. Yeah. Well, what's it called? A moss chops. These guys are great because you can tame them up and run around on them. And they gather berries. He wants cooked prime meat. You'll be able to tame them, which I do not have. Let's see. Oh, there's another one. That one's pretty. They want rare flowers. They're so picky. So picky. Alrighty. So, such a lovely area. As I said before, like you get sarcos down in here, but as long as you know you're up the top, you should be pretty good. The only things I've had come through the trees here have been turtles and triceratops, as those. And then you can also clear trees and move back into this area. Want to keep it as flat as possible, so it does go up a little bit on this side and it goes up a little bit on that side. But if you start in the middle, you should get a fairly good long section. Yeah. Well, what's it called? A moss chops. These guys are great because you can tame them up and run around on them. And they gather berries. He wants cooked prime meat. You'll be able to tame them, which I do not have. Let's see. Oh, there's another one. That one's pretty. They want rare flowers. They're so picky. So picky. Alrighty. So, such a lovely area. As I said before, like you get sarcos down in here, but as long as you know you're up the top, you should be pretty good. The only things I've had come through the trees here have been turtles and triceratops. Nothing else really, which is nice. The water down here you'll get piranhas and a lot of turtles, which is nice. Another good base location, if you wanted to keep in this sort of area, is going to be down here. So in here is really good for not big long builds, but it's handy if you're making sort of like a village. So if you have a, you know, I guess make a house here, and then you know you could move across and you could have your own little forge and you know build areas, and just basically litter the buildings around. Unofficial, you don't have the stacking with the foundations that you do on the private servers. So go foundation, go stone. See there, you've got the SS stone foundations, which are stackable. These ones here, which are not, I don't know. They may be on here because we've got the settings set up, but either way. It goes green once it finds an area where it can place, so it's quite happy to place most areas. We don't have the setting turned on where it blocks it from being obstructive. I think it's called clipping. We've got that turned off, so unofficial wouldn't be able to place it here because there's a boulder in the middle of your area. So you'd have to, pop out your pickaxe or your hatchet and chop it up so that you can clear that space. But that's the joy of the private servers, I guess. Got our little what are they called? They're Hespionus. They run around and eat all the fish. See there, it caught the fish. It's going to, oh no, the piranha got there first. Yeah, they'll basically run around and fish the fish out and dive down, and see there, you kill the fish, and looks like the piranha's following them for a free feed. But they can be quite good. You can normally tame them up, but they can be a bit of a hassle. Always good to watch some videos on how to do that. Oh, look at that one. Orange and red. We normally don't want to get too close as they can be a little territorial at times, but they're pretty good okay. Let's see. So, looking at our map, looking at, there we are. So as you can see, we're on that southern mid area. Okay. I think it's one of my favourite areas for building because it is so pretty. Moving right along. So this area is also wonderful because it's not entirely flat, but it's fairly well, you know. You can actually run foundations all around the outside edge of this island, all the way around, and create like a pen area to keep your dinos safe. Because while the island is multi-level, that waterline is fairly flat all the way around, and it's just a matter of creative building with those square and triangular foundations. There's a Mr. Sarko, looking pretty angry, hungry, either way. Not today, Mr. Crocodile. So, one good thing that I've seen, which I saw Octo previously, is he likes to build a base in here. It's a nice flat area. You have the ceiling above you, which helps block you in, and then all you really got to do is create a nice big front section for a building that blocks up that area. Same with the back. You know, if you've got enough materials, you can normally make a really nice glass wall. Ooh, almost. Nice big glass wall, which gives you a really lovely view once again out into the water. And yeah, you can also throw a cliff platform on top, but I'm not a fan of that as much as the internal building because I like to work with the environment sometimes, you know, every now and again. Look at that. How bright you are. Like the island for red dinos. Oh no! The poor Lystrosaurus. About to be lunch meat. Cannot be saved. Let's see. When it comes to water pens, so once you've tamed up some dolphins or sharks, like big megalodons, maybe some squids. Oh, there's a shark there. Okay. Terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. This is nice. Let's see. 7269. This looks like it could be a nice flat area. You know, and you're up from the water. Oh wow. Look at him. dear. R.I.P. buddy. Oh, I just remembered my private server, so let me see. Let's go. And now, awesome spyglass. It's a great mod for your private server. I'll show you how it works. So, Ox probably talked about it already. So, see, you've got the little bit in the center. Focus on a dino. There we are, that gives you their information on the left. So it's a raptor, it's level 4, it's male, it's wild, it's tameable. Let's see, it gives you the colours and the colour regions. So you see there 34, 30, the blocked out one, 34, 19, 32. So if you're doing colour regions, so like region 0 is the 34, 30 is the 25, and 30. 30 is 1, and it goes all the way up to region 5. Really handy if you're using the code to change the colours of your dino. It's a big boy. But anyway, you can see here these guys are red because they can see us. These guys are white because they can't see us. So they want to eat me. He doesn't know I'm here yet. Anyway, back up to here. You can see it's not quite flat, so you may have a little bit of trouble. But I think there's enough usable area that you could get away with a fairly good sized base and then a nice big pen around the outside. One thing I will show you, if you're trying to get a wall that matches, instead of putting down foundations and having the wall be all sorts of levels, you've got your stone fence support. Okay, I think there's a metal option here. There's a metal fence support as well. Stone's the one we're going to work with because that's the one I've got. The way that works, so come down here, cannot place on floor. Why can't I place on the floor? There may be a drop. If this is somewhere where drops happen, they can often block your building areas, so that would make sense. But either way, what you could do if you're wanting to make a wall, so come down here, see in there, and then we would get another one, so it's 1. So you can see that this is free range, but when it clips, and then what we do is press the Q key, it goes into all the different areas, so you can see how it can move around. That one is a straight across. Oh, and you can see this one, it's longer here than it is there because it evens it out, but it's all the same height. Let's see. And say you want it to come, for instance, out this way, get it to clip. Yeah, that looks good. Go there. Okay. And then say we wanted this one to be up a little higher. There we go. Alrighty, and then once you have your fence foundations, you know, all the way around the base area, it can take a while. We've got a little hut built for safety. It's not too bad. What you then do is build yourself some walls. Let's stick with the stone. Okay, and then there we go, and then again, there, there, there. And then if you're on officials, you can't go any lower because it goes into the ground and it has a clipping issue. Because we're not on official, we don't have a clipping issue, and we can pop that in there. So if you're on a unofficial server, they normally have it so that you don't have the clipping issue. So that's a good one to practice with, or just to do on your own. Let's clean this up so I'm not leaving stuff around. Show all those guys. Okay. It just puts all the items back in my inventory. Let's see. So yeah, hello. 7270 if you wanted to play around with this one. So this is the waterway that leads out. This can be a really nice area if you're doing an ocean platform base. Mainly because the under the ocean there, it's really pretty, and it's a bit deep here. As you can see all the way down there, we've got little like jellyfish, which are actually quite large. And another little fish down there. There's a ray, or a manta, sorry. And then we've got our big boy sharks. But if you have got the materials and you do it, you've got the... Nope, can't spell. It is ocean platform. So it takes normally a good amount of cement paste, 1500 metal, which can be a bit of a pain, polymer and wood. Once you've got it built, let's see, 4. Okay, so placing it can be a bit harder, because it can be a bit difficult to see, but as you can see it goes green when it's on that water. K mode. Press K and you can zoom out, however you can't control, like when you're in GCN mode obviously I can't run forwards and backwards because I'm angled down, so if I keep pressing forward I'll go under the water and it would be just terrible. Let's see what I say. So I've straightened him up a little bit. Probably want to go to the left a little bit, so press K again to hop out, and then I go to the left. Let's go back into K. There we go. And then we click. Ooh. Let's go out of K mode. Let's see, tab, cheap walk. So we can hop down and appreciate this. Look at that. It sounds so good. So, this can be quite nice, especially if you're in more shallow water, because the shallower the area, the more likely the platform will hit the ground, and then you'll just have one giant swimming pool. Very exciting. Here obviously we've got all those sharks and everything. We'll dive in and have a look. Don't be scared, we're in GCN mode, they cannot kill me. It's still terrifying. Look at that. So pretty with all the underground water life. You can see the shark over here has seen me. Oh, so has he. Let's swim for this. So as you can see, like, got this much, so if it's shallower, you'll be able to touch the ground. Obviously here we're not shallow, it's not going to touch the ground. There are pre-built ladders. Fly up, and then press E. Unless, there we go. And up we go. Say, not today, Mr. Shark. Not today. We are at 78-72. Then you have Herbivore Island, straight across, always a bonus. Herbie Island, if you don't know it, is an island filled with herbivores. We've also got this guy that we call the giant sea whales, or the leviathans. Let's get rid of that one, don't shoot. Scrape meat gives you raw fish meat, and it's a timer. Every 10 minutes you can redo it. These guys don't like boats, so that is one thing to consider if you're boating across. If you're on a plain raft, I think it's 1 or 2 hits and they'll break your raft. If you've got foundations down on your raft, say stone ones, I think it takes about 4 or 5 hits, but these guys will destroy your raft, and then, you know, that'll break all of your gear, and all of your smithies and storage boxes will sink to the bottom of the ocean. Always disappointing. So, Herbivore Island can be quite nice. Previously I've built like a wall across here with dino gates to swim in and out of, to bring my creatures in and out, just to keep those pesky megalodons out, so I can store all of my dolphins or, you know, mantas or whatever else I want to in this lovely little bay. Building wise, because it is quite pretty, I don't like to block up too many of the resources by putting down too much, but you know, you can build lovely little huts along here, but a lot of people you'll find are going to build in this lovely little section here, throw walls across here to keep all the nasties out, which there are none, so I think that's more of a PvP thing maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's just aesthetics. Kind of like to stay out of my base on here. Either way. Yeah. That's nice. He's nice. Look at that. Ooh. Number 4, that's yellow yellow. That's so pretty. If you are in your own server, something to consider is tab, cheat, do tame, and then if the dino's wandered away, you just come closer. Like, oh, stop what to do to go tab up. Yes. Oh man, look at him. It's so pretty. Let's see. Crafting. One Pteranodon saddle. Let's go unfollow. You can do that by pressing U. It's a whistle command. So U is unfollow, J is follow. So see, following, ready for marketing. U again. Nice and easy. Let's see. Here's my saddle. On it goes. So pretty. Should name them. Let's see. Options. Change name. What should we call it? Let's call him. We'll call him Batman. Because he's yellow like a banana. And everyone knows Batman goes no 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 Batman. I'm so embarrassed right now. Okay. That patterning is glorious. So pretty. Wish we could get. Oh, that's a lot. Press K. K mode. And zoom in and have a quicker, closer look. That's lovely. Absolutely lovely. Okay, let's see, where are we? Good things about Herbie Island is up on here on the top right, you have metal notes all through there. Lots of resources. Remember, if you build too closely they won't respawn, which is probably why people avoid building on top. Because once again, more metal resources here. Once you get some bigger dinos and have more carrying capacity, then you'll be able to bury metal into the mainland. But over here, this will be your main source. But as you can see, it is quite abundant, especially on this back section as well. And up here, I think a little bit, and then a lot of stone. One of my biggest annoyances with this area is all of the Brontos. So many Brontos. So little time. There is this section, which I have always been fond of. You can see here that you can throw down a cliff face, and you have a lovely little water. If you really want to, you can throw it on the side and have a base half out of the cliff face itself, which is the joy of a cliff face, really. Down in the water we've got so much. Got Sarkos, and are they Capros? Yes, they are Capros. They are not our friends. They will jump out and eat you. So, as I said, you've got cliff face here. It plugs into the wall quite nicely. You know, if you have it too close to the water, you're going to have that constant water sound, which I'm not a huge fan of. So I tend to build here, and then, let's see, you can multi-level it. Always fun. Then you can use the foundations and everything like that to build stairways that go down to all the different levels. Oops, not that one. Which can be all the way down to that water level. And then once you've tamed up a few sharks or whatever, you can cryo-ball them, toss them in, and they'll take care of any sort of nasties in that water. That's quite nice. Because you can have, you know, your garden down on the bottom level. Dino storage here, more dino storage, and then living quarters on top. You could also build lovely rectangular dino storage areas, like multi-level warehouse down here. Have like, I don't know, a Rex area, if there is a Xeno area, an RG area, and obviously a water area. Many options. Let's just pew these. There we go. And we are at, oops, when I remember how to use everything. There we go, 5777. You see it's one little ramp area that goes up to the top, but then you're moving more in towards the swamp, so you'll have those snakes and other pesky things, which can be quite bothersome. But you have got a lovely little flat area here as well, and then obviously the obelisk is so very close. Out here we've got little ice islands. These here are those oil nodes I was talking about that you find along the beach line in the cold zone. And you've got little penguins, and I believe ARK has shown me the joy of the penguins. See here if we want to tame them up on the left there. Basic kibble is their favourite, takes only one. Let's see if we go. Pick and hit that one. Just a good amount of oil, which is handy. So back over here, the good thing is also there's nothing really that's going to eat you out there. Once you start coming back towards land, that's when you start looking a bit more like a snack. Crystal. So it's good resources. They will be running a bit low on the wood, in which case you've got to go up in the tree line, which is where everything that will eat you lives. Oh my. That does not look like fun. Let's go this way, shall we? Once again, that does not... Ooh, he looks pretty. That's Uteranus. It's kind of like a feathered T-Rex. That's a mammoth, and they will eat each other. Down there we've got a wolf and a mammoth. So if we really want to, we've got our tranquilizers in here. So we can show you how it works. We can get a good shot on him. Look at that. See, there is 12 bullet. Went up. If we do him again, away he goes. Now ours. Gotta catch them all, right? Alrighty, continuing along, you see like there are some nice big flood areas in the snow. You know, down here, up there, all sorts of places. You probably just want to make sure you don't block spawns. This one's a fun one. Where are you? At 39, like 30 and then 9. This one's fun because that tunnel goes out into the ocean. So you can block up and have your own little sea grotto. And you can build up along here, but then again, you'll be blocking the oil spawns, but there's so many of them, I don't think it matters too much. Try and look where it comes out. Let's go have a look. Geronimo. So down we go. Whoops. Whoop. Oh wow. So one thing we didn't realise was this is an alpha shark. So alpha sharks are basically always angry. Always. They're not tameable, as you can see, and they're just forever angry. Let's see. Being underwater makes me nervous. So you can see it comes out. That's the open ocean. Dolphins are angry at me for existing apparently. And this is back up where we were. Let's see. You can see up on the left there it tells you what the modes are. So blink, inspect. Green is inspect, didn't know that. So, let's see. Sorry Alpha, but goodbye. So that one was the Alpha. Oh, he's so scary. Look at him. He was red too. That's petrifying. Let's see. In his inventory, other remains of things he's eaten before, and a megalodon fin, which is a trophy that we'll need later. There's still that one. We could harvest him, but I don't need to right now. Ooh. Nothing on him. That's weird. But yeah, as you can see, terrifying. Terrifying beast of the ocean. I'm so glad we conquered that together. Jump twice, so we can fly out of here. So Brawler's Bay at 41.18. Now the joy of Brawler's Bay is just down from it. Still technically a part of it because it's quite long. Means you've got a lovely ocean area. So you could throw a platform down here. I really like the coral regions of the ocean because I'm a PvEer and I like pretty areas to build bases. This area has always been lovely. I once had a base that was a couple of platforms along here, giant big gates to block off anything from behind, to block off a lot of the alphas that spawn up in here as well. And I had gates that ran across here to block there, and gates that ran across here to block there, and this entire lovely area, all through here, was all mine. And I had my animals all roaming around, just happily plodding along. This one here at 49.17, you get a drop that comes down, I think, here, so it can be a bit annoying to build on. But you can throw a wall across and have a nice little setup in here with some random dino storage. Always fun as well. Moving down into everyone's favourite areas. Okay, so on the map, not really see we're on that far left area, west side of the island, in this lovely little bay where you can store your dinos if you need to. Lots of nice stuff here. You get sarcos though, sometimes you get alphas, there'll be megalodons in here, and then you can build all along here. It's mostly flat with a few ridges that pop up and down. I've always wanted to build, let me see, where is it? There it is. I've always wanted to build a circular base around this, to have that in the bottom as my own private pool area. Haven't done it yet, but I plan to hopefully one day soon. But this entire region can be quite lovely. Have a nice big long sprawling base. The only thing I think is titanosaurs tend to spawn here, it seems like, more often than not. But I think they're normally on that side of the river. Okay, so that is the entire outside of the island just about. Where are we? So if it gets dark and you're on a private server where you're the admin or the GCN, tab, cheat, set, time of day, let's see, 800. Make sure there's a space in between Y and 0. So cheat, set time of day, space 0800. It's going to get bright. There we go. And we're back to 8 o'clock in the morning, as you can see there. Alrighty, and then the last one I'll take you in to see is in the redwoods. Okay, down around 6934 you've got this waterway coming in. Watch out for thylacoleos. But when you come in here, you've got this lovely area. And I like to throw down a wall all around here to keep all the nasties out. I build a nice little house up here on the ledge as part of that wall, and then I like to be here, and I'll have my dinos swimming around in here, or my dodos walking around on here, and it's one of the prettiest spots I found in ARK, and if you can make it work, I highly recommend it. But that is the end of my video, and I hope it's helped. 6134 on that one, and I hope it gives you some inspiration for finding somewhere to build a really nice base.